I'm not saying what y'all are saying is not correct. What I'm saying is this is what this team has showed us all year. And every time you're about to bury them and every time you're about to wave the red flag and white flag and say, that's it. This is where it ends. This team stinks. This team is dead. They're terrible. Then they rack off 5 in a row and you're like, oh shit, my bad. They're down 2-0. The big three has been a fucking atrocious these 2 games. 1,000,000%. Put that down, write it in the fucking cement, whatever you want to do. But I can't get around it's not over. This series is not over. It's far from over. And at your own peril, do it. You want to look into the camera and say it's over, do it. But if they flip the script, shame on you if you really think it's over.
Let me look. I'll look in the camera.
Real quick. Go ahead.
The thing that is, I think, bothers me the most about this, as opposed to maybe some other series where you saw, a team go down 2-0, but there was a glimmer of hope because of the star that was playing on that other team. Is I can't believe that a team led by Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal, 3 individuals that should be able to impose their will on the opposition, are getting. They're getting outdone by a player that is not a superstar, and Jaden McDaniels, who is literally imposing his will on the Phoenix Suns time after time after time again. And they can't do anything about it. That's the thing that concerns me the most, is like, we heard after game 1, like, oh, Kevin Durant's going to remember that about Ant, right? He did that shit again to him.
Yeah.
And and then what? Yeah. And Devin Booker goes MIA. Like, he hit that 3 to put him up by 3 at the beginning of the third quarter. They called a timeout, and it looked like, oh, maybe that's what's going to get Devin. He didn't do anything the rest of the game.
Right.
Like, he just disappeared.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Bradley Beal is wildly inconsistent as well. This team is just so damn perplexing.
I agree with both of y'all. I'm not saying what y'all are saying is not correct. What I'm saying is this is what this team has showed us all year. And every time you're about to bury them and every time you're about to wave the red flag and white flag and say, that's it. This is where it ends. This team stinks. This team is dead. They're terrible. Then they rack off 5 in a row and you're like, oh shit, my bad. So that's why I'm not going there yet. I'm not going to go there yet.
I'm not going there. What I'm saying is simply this team isn't what we were thinking. This isn't a team necessarily built for the playoffs, like you said.
Boy.
They're a team that is still lost at this point. And I still think this likely goes the distance. But again, I don't feel confident in them going into Minnesota in a Game 7 and finding a way to win based on what we've seen.
That's fair, but this is where we disagree a little bit. I'm not even thinking Game 7 right now. No one should be thinking Game 7 right now. You got to worry about Game 3 on Friday. That's it. That's where you go. Game 3 on Friday. Like, if we're sitting here on Friday 03, I will fucking do anything y'all want and say I was wrong. I will set myself up.
He said us, not everybody.
If we're down 03 on Friday, anything y'all want, I'll stand here. I'll admit it. I'll look like a fucking clown. But I'm not going to 7. I'm not going to 6, man. The next game is Friday.
Okay.
And that's just how it is. That's how it's always been in basketball. That's what Milwaukee said. Milwaukee said, we're going to play Game 3. We're not going to worry about being down 2-0 in the NBA Finals. Dallas said the same shit. Last year against Denver, we were down 2-0, and we got embarrassed in those 2 games. And somehow, some way, we were sitting at a 2-2 series for Game 5. So that's why I refuse to go that far. Next game is Friday, and we see what's up.
And look, I'm not saying they won't win the series. I'm just saying this was an immensely embarrassing first 2 games to start this. Minnesota's
100%.
defense has very much figured out a strategy to stop them. We said it was going to be on Frank Vogel to make the adjustments and find a way to win Game 2. He didn't, right? This was not you love The Office, Saul, right? Pam, there's no difference between these 2 images. That was Game 1 and Game 2, right? I see no difference here.
Yeah,
they did
right.
not make the adjustments necessary to put themselves in a position to win.
So
now it's all on him to do it for game 3.
Absolutely.
I think for me, I understand where you're coming from as far as like one game at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that's smart. I personally have a hard time like just focusing on one game. Like I'm trying to think about the whole thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do think there is a scenario where the Suns come out of this successful and they move on to round 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
They beat the Timberwolves. I do think there is a scenario where that happens. I'm concerned about what happens next.